All right. So that clutter pass in the basement didn't go well. I think right now I'm still recovering from this bad cough. And the air quality in the basement is such that it's giving me problems. Usually there's an air cleaner running downstairs, but I don't have it running now because there's an issue with the motor in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix it and then run that overnight, and then tomorrow I'll take another pass at the basement, hopefully with better air quality. So let's see, how am I gonna do that? So I brought the thing upstairs. It's over there. Angle this camera, or can I do that? Can I move this over here? So we can kind of get a second view of it. I guess that's not really gonna work. Well, maybe it will. So this is like a cheap air cleaner. Move this over here. Oops. Not particularly well rated one, but it does the job. And I just need to, I think, lubricate the insides of the motor. This isn't even that dirty. Oh, maybe I am wrong about that. We might as well clean this while we're at it. Take this outside. Poof. Should just buy a new one. How dirty is this? And you do need to buy a new one. You could vacuum this, I suppose. They'll order one new filter online. The HEPA part might be so okay though. So now if I can get into the engine, the motor part of it. Where is it? Is it this side? Let's see what we have here. That's where it screws in. The actual motor is underneath this housing. How do I get to it? I'm going to unscrew all these things. Let's see if we can get at it. So I'm just trying to lubricate the hub of that because it's having trouble spinning up. I should maybe hit it with WD-40 first, but I don't think it's necessary in this case. It's not that frozen. It's the right size. Looks okay. It's an interesting design for these. This is the sort of thing I probably don't want to take apart too many times because the plastic it will stop being able to hold these screws. So I need to be careful about tightening these up again. Just finger tightening them, probably. I can't even get at this one. It's a funny angle. This one I can maybe leave in place. These over here. Still this housing in the way. Looks like this motor. This will pop out. Actually, I might. This looks like the fan is on this side, which means that the hub should be exposable here. It looks like I had to take this whole unit out and then unscrew the motor. Unless I can just get oil into the hub from this side. Or hit it from this side. Is there a lot of electronics in this? Not really. This looks like it's just snapped in. Let's see if I'm right about that. This is the control panel, maybe? This part is not moving. Oh, there we go. Now this is just like the vent. And then on this side, well, this is holding this in. It doesn't look like anything's holding this in. This piece is just covering there. This might just lift right up. I don't see anything. I think this is just holding the motor in. But what's holding the rest of it? Maybe there's a screw here. Oh, here it is. This is what's holding this in, I think. There's probably another one somewhere else. I don't see it though. This is just that one. That's not held. This looks like it just lifts up. I think this is the only thing that might only be the only screw that's holding it. It looks like there's something on the other side though. Let's unscrew it and see what happens, if I can get at it. It's not ideal, but I don't know if I'll be able to get that back in again. So let's lose it a little bit. Let's see if this actually has the effect I thought it would have. It does not. In fact, I'm just seeing now that this is just holding this electronic panel in. So maybe I don't want to unscrew that. So how do you get the rest of this out? It's holding this together. Let's put that back. What is holding this? Oh, duh. There are these holes here which have the other screws. I need a different screwdriver now. Duh. I wonder if this will reach. So while I was looking for exposed screws, I didn't even notice these holes here. That's what's... Can I even reach down there? This screwdriver isn't thin enough. Do I even have a screwdriver that will go down in that? Let's see if I have something downstairs. I have a few screwdrivers here. Don't have like the old traditional ones, so I'll just have to see if this one works. Here's the 30-minute timer from my previous. Will this go fit? Is this even the right size? Okay, it actually works. Good. All right. It's loose. All these screws are going to fall right out. Everything's promising. One's loose. One's loose. Something's holding this one in still. What's holding this? Oh, it's this electronic thing. Or is it? Is it this one? That's better. And then this one's also holding. I think. Shouldn't be holding now. Yeah, it's the other part. Before I try to yank that up, I'm going to seal these holes so those screws don't fall out on me. Is it all of them? Maybe one more. One less thing to worry about. Now it's holding this together. I guess I do need to unscrew that. Actually, do it or do I? No, I don't. Ta-da! Still can't get at the hub. Putting this together again will be... This looks like it's just held on by friction, but I could be wrong about that. This is a D shaft, or whatever they call these. I guess at this point I could unscrew the motor from the housing somehow. This looks like it should pull off though, but you might need a puller tool for this to do it easily. Just yank it off. This has like a metal. This is like a push fixture that is, once you push it on, you're not pulling it off without breaking it. You can see these flanges here. I'm pulling it off, so I'm going to have to get at this from a different side. And the problem is, there's screws here that I can't actually reach, because this blower fan thing is actually in the way of accessing those screw holes. And there's no holes in here that make it possible to even like reach in with a long screwdriver and get them. Unless I had a right angle screwdriver. It actually looks like those are hex wrenches. Those aren't regular. Something to prevent you from servicing this. Oh, but maybe what I'm trying to do is get at the shaft, and maybe I can get at the shaft from this side. I'm trying to see if I can need some light. What's that I'm looking at? Does it actually turn? No, it does not. This is, I guess, designed not to even, no, yeah, there's a cap on it. It's like it's designed not to let you service it. So that being the case, the alternative approach, can't get to it from this side without pulling off this cage, this blower blade thing. Can't pull it off. They've sealed the other side of the shaft. So I think My only recourse is to try to drop some oil in the shaft from this side and then try to kind of spin it down. Coming up. So you can open. It is. So what I'm trying to do is just drop this. Put some drops right on the shaft as close to where it's coming out as possible. Can't tell if anything's coming out though. My glasses. My vision's so terrible now. What is wrong with this? I think something came out. So if I did that right, if I put some drops on it, it should kind of fall down into the motor. I wonder if I can I have these coffee stirrers. Maybe I can use these instead. And get it right on the shaft. So I'm screwing the top of this, and I'm going to put this coffee stirrer in. See if I can get some to come out. Okay, that could work. All right, so I can get some like this. Hold the end of it so I should be able to drop this right on the shaft. As soon as I can touch it. It's right there. And I'll let go a little bit. And then if I do it from the other, spin it a little bit. And maybe do it from this side. Oops. And then just spin this and let it work in. Yeah, that will help it. I guess the thing to do would just be to plug it in like this. Is there an exposed circuitry that could electrocute me? It doesn't look like it. Nothing obvious anyway. How can I plug this in? It's an electric motor, so I don't want to plug it into my other electronic gear. Plug it in over here. So what I'm going to do is power this up and just see if it spins a little bit easier than before. Where's my fire extinguisher? Let's see, this pulls out. All right, let's see if this works. Hopefully there's not a huge explosion. Nothing's happening. Did I break it? Off. Okay, it's low. So before, the low setting wasn't even working. It was enough torque to start it up. So that seems to be an improvement. And it might just improve over time. I don't know if you can see this, but it is spinning. The high mode seems all right. Now it's getting faster. Seems to be working its way in. Now it's slowing down again though. Don't really know that much about motors. It seems to work. Let me see if I can drop a little bit more oil on that. Then I'll seal it up. And then I will run this downstairs overnight to try to clear the air in the basement. Here's my handy dandy oil dripper. The hard part is just getting it right on it. There. Okay. I'm just sort of guessing that I'm hitting it. And this actually is turning a little bit more smoothly. Let me hit it from the other side. Holding this in place is hard. Okay. It does seem to be much smoother. Let's just turn that for a bit. I'll just let it sit at this angle, and hopefully that will seep in a little bit. I throw this straw away. And I think I can put this together again, if I remember how. Before I do that, I should put the top back on this oil before I spill it all over my computer. Some machine oil for something else. Oh, this is for the, this is for my, what's it called? The, my paper shredder. It's a pretty light oil. Excuse me. All right. It does seem markedly improved. Throw this paper away. Now can I put this thing back together? This was on this side, right? So like this. There's the, I think it was like this. It looks promising. Yeah, there's the outlet. Okay. You can see all the screws have not fallen out because I taped them in. Good for me. Remove the tape. Oops, that screw wanted to come out with it. Make sure that this is seated correctly. I was lucky to have the screwdriver that fit. Where's the top of it? I wonder if this... Okay, good. I'm going to do the minimum pressure on this. I don't want to strip this. That's good enough. It just needs to hold together. If I put too much, tighten it too much, I'll just strip these cheap plastic... yeah. I probably still will end up stripping one of these. This one like is hard to tell. This one doesn't seem to be. Okay, that one is pretty positive feedback on that one. Okay. This one I think I already did. This one's tight. This is the only problematic one. Oh, okay, that one's right there. So that's good enough. Now what's the next part? Where did this come from? Was this on the inside? No, this was part of this, I think. Or was it? I'll just junk all over it. Let me blow this stuff off outside. This may have been on the this is probably on the inside of this thing here. This thing I think just comes off. It's easy to snap in. So the next part was this. This is the inside. And it was this bolt, which I didn't remove. And I didn't number these, so I'm just going to gently put these back in. Was it even pointing at the right place? This is a magnetic screwdriver. Put these in loosely first, just to make sure they're all anchored correctly. Before I do the final tightening. This is a little bit funny. Just do this. Yeah, spider webs, yuck. Ugh, spiders, ugh. Yuck. All right. Actually, I could probably just hand tighten these. These don't need to be particularly tight. It's not like it's load bearing or anything. Just says the case just needs to hold together. If I over tighten it, I'll just strip them. Yep. Yep, that's okay. It's a little loose still. Which one's the loose one? This one? I think it's just cheap plastic. Yeah, that's just cheap plastic. I know that needs a thing on top of it, which I think is this thing. It just snaps in somehow. This is the anchor side. Oop, or this is the anchor side. Oop, where is it? This is the one that has the arrowhead. This is just as the bracket, so this has to go like this. Oh, crap. It had to go on before I put the rest of it on. Damn it. Or I can just force it in. Yeah. All right. So, let's see. This, I believe, was this on the top or was this on the bottom? Looking at the design of it, I would feel better if it was on the bottom. Because that covers up that. And then this, although, no, actually, the reason why I was comfortable with that on the bottom is because there's this exposed wiring harness there. But looking at the indent on this side, I think that actually matches this. So this is where it was. Yeah, that's where it was. So this is where this was. So this must have just been down in here. Unless I'm missing something. Actually, I guess it does cover up the harness, so it makes sense. And it goes there. What was this? Oh, this is what covered up the harness, I think. Yeah, it was threaded through that thing. Damn it. This is where it went. Should I put that back in? Probably should. Yeah, so that's where it went. It's easy enough to take out again. Okay. Good thing I didn't tighten these too much. All right. So that. Oops. Let me use this thing. This holder. If it will fit. I probably could have left all these screws in on this side. Just looking at the way this is put together. No, I still had to lift it up. All right. So this piece must go here. Yep. Then this piece can go back on. Yeah, that makes more sense. I don't like the way this one's going in. Usually I try to use the same screws in the same holes, but I've had this thing for so long that I'm not particularly attached to it if I need to buy a new one. theoretically, I've already saved some money by restoring the motor function. Assuming it holds. And hopefully the power's on after this. Oh, all right. Now, that looks better. The nice thing about this old design is that at least it's relatively easy to take apart. I think the previous generation I had was actually a little bit easier to get at the motor. All right. This is not a particularly efficient air cleaner, but it's cheap and mechanical. Unlike this other one I've got here, which I don't think I would be able to take apart. But it's a pretty nice, well-reviewed air freshener. It's like almost 3 or 4 times as much. All right, what can I plug this into and test with? I guess I can plug it into here. Hopefully that won't blow everything up. All right, does it still work? Does the low setting work, though? Yep, all right. This is going into the basement. It's going to run overnight, and hopefully the air will be better tomorrow. It'll be less dusty. Oh, all right. All right, that's today's clutter busting related chore. I'll be able to pick this up tomorrow. Right now I can't really go into the basement without being able to breathe. So, thanks for watching. Hope your chores are going better than mine. Good luck.